Man, the hits just keep on coming, man. You know what I'm saying? Welcome, everybody, to Pardon the Brickruption. This your boy, Corey. That's your guy, Mel. We ain't got no funny stories to start us off with, man. But you know what? I got some funny stories, man.
Oh,
I got some funny stories, man. This funny story right here, man. So, knock, knock.
who's there?
Time.
Time who?
It's time to get ready for this thing, man. I'm an old man, man. I can't give you no jokes, man. I'm sorry.
Give me no jokes.
I can't give you no jokes, man.
But I got a joke. I never seen the back of Corey smile until an interview, but that's a story for another day.
If that's the case, man, we're just gonna roll right ahead, man. Roll right ahead. Listen, let's get started with our first story, man. Now, fraud is a big deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
People go to jail for fraud.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
People get locked up.
Mm-hmm.
People's businesses get shut down.
They do.
If you do something fraudulent, you know?
Yes.
In this case, one of our Lego friends, someone that we interviewed not too long ago,
Yes,
is in the middle of some Lego fraud, man. What is this all about?
All right, so let's so we had our good friend Brics Lore. You can find her on TikTok. Brics Lore. She's a set builder, right? She builds sets and talk and she has her own community. Well, she goes and gets a call from Lego, from Lego the group, right? And they said to her, "Hey, look, we noticed you used 60,000 Lego points on January 10th." You know, she says, "Not me." And he goes, "Yeah, you went into the Colorado Mill store right here." And she goes, "Nah, that wasn't me. I live in, Georgia." Yeah. Let's listen to the story.
Hey y'all, story time. So I just finished up lunch and I had a few minutes. Just wanted to get on here and share a story. So a lot of you that have been in my lives know that I have been saving my Lego points for Lord of the Rings Rivendell, and that I had about $600 in Lego points. So yesterday I logged onto the Lego site and I had almost no points. And I was like, that's not right. So I called Lego. And if you've ever called Lego, you're going to be on hold for a while. So about 45 minutes on hold, and I finally got an operator. Super sweet, super nice. Lego customer service is always great. But she looked and she's like, yeah, it looks like you, on Saturday, January 10th, you went into the Lego store and you used about 60,000 points. And I was like, who? Not me. So she switched me over to a supervisor who came on, and he looked at it and he was like, okay, he told me the store. So it's at Colorado Mills Lego store in Lakewood, Colorado. That a person went in, used my email, and took my Lego points. And got the Lord of the Rings, I don't know how to say it, the one with the eye, Baradora, the one with the eye. You know what I'm talking about. And I sat there and I was like, how grimy is that? And the only place, a person would have heard that would have been on this app, because it's the only place I talk about Lego is on TikTok. So somebody heard me say that, and in their mind, they were like, here's what I'm gonna do. And the other sucky thing is that whoever this person is, or whatever, who went into this store, this past Saturday and got that Baradora with my points, Lego they had called that store while I was on hold, and they're gonna run the tape back to that transaction. So whoever you are, you suck, first of all. But I mean, I don't understand how you thought that was gonna work. That Lego, I don't know. Anyway, so they're probably gonna figure out who it is, and yeah, that just sucks. So I guess my advice would be, don't say anything on TikTok about your Lego points. And that's the sucky thing about this app, is you already come on here going, okay, am I sharing too much? What do I not share? I gotta protect myself. But then they're like, be yourself, be open, or whatever. So I do try to be transparent as much as I can on here, but having to not divulge my Lego points is not something that I thought I had to worry about. Most people wouldn't think you have to worry about that. So yeah, just be careful. And yeah, so if it was you suck.
So she goes into she noticed, she goes into her account and her 60,000 Lego points are missing. So she calls, she spent time on the phone, she talks to the people from Lego, and eventually I think they gave her those points back. But she, you notice she said that, she divulged that information while she was on her TikTok. And here's the thing with that is that, and I'm sure she didn't know, I probably wouldn't even know. And in fact, I'm probably getting ready to change minds now, is that your social media, whatever email that your social media is tied to, people can kind of figure that out. I could take your email and go to the Lego store and use your points, because they don't ask for ID. They don't ask for your name. They don't even ask for that card anymore. It's, hey, what's your email?
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I need to give them. I give them my email, and I got 100,000 points from Corey Sam's, and I'm buying all kinds of crazy stuff for free.
Let's be clear. Corey Sam's ain't got no points. I ain't got no daggone points.
Email. I'm gonna find out.
So you can use my email. You can go ahead and get whatever points you think I got. I ain't got no points. I spent the rest of my points getting that Enterprise, and I don't do that. This is an issue that is in the world of social media. Some people, they feel very comfortable talking on social media. Me and you, we're on social media. We're very candid about, conversations that we have sometimes. We talk about different issues, and, somebody can listen to it and take offense, or they could be like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to try to mess up or ruin their lives. Some people got nothing better to do. They just want to see other people suffer. They want people to lose out on their hard work.
Yes.
It's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that we have people in the world that will do something like that. But then again, on the flip side of that, Lego, I understand that Lego, they're not trying to change anything really, because, they have a system and the system is working.
Yeah.
But something like that, if you're asking people to use their points, perhaps maybe you should get rid of that email portion of it. Maybe an ID. If not an ID, then the card. I know they got rid of the card, so not a lot of people have a physical card. I still have a physical card. But some people got the app. And
you got
I get it. But this could be a bigger issue. As people get desperate, as we talked about it last time, we have scalpers. Scalpers are buying up Lego sets and then selling them 3 times as much on eBay.
Yep.
Scalpers could do the same thing. They could just be sitting there listening. As soon as you say, hey, man, I can't wait to get to the Lego store. I have X amount of points. Bingo.
Yep, I got it. Yep. I'm gonna home alone you. I'm gonna home alone you. As soon as you I'm right there for the caper, baby. I'm right there. I'm gonna home alone you. I'm take out. As soon as you say that's what you got, I look at your social media. Oh, how do you contact this person? There's the email. All right. I go right to the daggone Lego store and hey, look, it's Iceberg Bricks.
Let me get all his points.
Give me your points.
Let me get everything. Let me get all this stuff. I would say this to folks, and this is not stuff. This is stuff they don't teach you in school when it comes to social media, right? If you have an email, you want people to reach out to you on your email. Make sure that email is strictly for social media. Make sure it's not an email that you use for other
any banks or anything like that. Yep.
Yeah. Don't make those connections. If you have an email just for the Lego store, got that email for the Lego store. If you got your bank email, got it just for your bank. You gotta be safe out here, because there's a lot of fraudsters, and Lego is not going to do anything to stop it, because at the end of the day, they're getting paid.
Yes,
that's on you.
Indeed. Well said. Protect your accounts, folks. Protect your accounts.
Yeah, and check your accounts. Make sure Iceberg Bricks is not rolling up to them new sets that coming out every month, and somehow he gets it and he ain't spending no dollars for it. All right,
I'm spending Corey's money.
Yeah, Corey, I got that set. I got all 3 of those sets.
Right on you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, next up, it's Brickvention time. We're going down to Australia, right? And this is one of the bigger shows, right? Corey, I got to tell you, I really love this show because all of the exhibitors bring the heat every time. And I want to tell you that I would like to compare this show to one of ours, but I think I'm gonna eat dirt and say that this is the number one. This is the number one show in the world, friend. They got the number one brick convention in the world, friend. Prove me wrong. Every year. Ooh, he looking right at you, son.
I know.
Yeah, every year they bring the heat, and I'm looking at some of their creations, and I'm trying to compare it to some of the top builders and on our side of the pond. And man, I'm gonna tell you, am I wrong?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. However, I'm looking at Lego builds. I'm looking at
Mhm.
Lego builds.
Yes.
Right? Lego builds. Their social media. They recently did a. I wouldn't say a survey, but they recently had some of the best Lego conventions or 5 of the amazing fan events. And you're right, Brickvention is the first one on that list. Granted, it's the first one that came out, but you have conventions that have been has been out since, first weekend of this year.
Yes.
But there's something different about Brickvention. There's very something different about Brickvention when it comes to what they showcase. They showcase a lot of great items. They showcase a lot of great mocks. However, I would say this: Brics Cascade is another small convention, and they bring out a lot of great stuff in Brics Cascade. Oh, you give me the side eye like I'm talking crazy. I'm talking crazy right now. Oh man, you hear that? Well, I was trying to root for you. And the reason why I say that is because Brics Cascade is also on this list.
Okay. It is.
Yep. And then
What number is it under though? Like I think they did the top 5.
They did the top 5. So Brics Cascade is number 3 on that list.
Okay. All right.
Guess who's number 5, bringing up the rear?
Yeah, Brickworld Chicago.
Yeah. But could that be because of quantity or quality?
Right. And that's what I'm saying is that I think we have a lot of shows that it's a lot of quantity, but the quality, I don't want to say like we don't do quality. There's quality. We have top builders. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is that if you did a 1-to-1 top quality build to their top quality build, they got us beat, man. And Floor, we're gonna look at Floor. Who's a former Lego master, and she's from Australia. We look at some of the pictures that she was able to share with us. I'm looking at a brick built Labubu. And this thing, it's easy to do something this scale because you're using 2x4s, but it looks pretty good.
It looks really good. And that's how you want to start it, man. They got this Batman with the Batman with the bat symbol behind it.
Boy, Kale Frost made that.
Of course Kale would do that. That.
And what he did, and honestly, what he did do, he used a painted or like a paper mache background, which is the comic book for Batman. But then he's got the Batman emblem and the Batman torso with the head on that thing.
Still.
Yeah.
You got some other things here. Zoltar Speaks. I remember this from a show.
No, it was a movie. It was big with Tom Hanks.
That's right.
And he wished to be an adult, and he got his wish.
So looking at a few other items that pop out.
Yes,
you got some mosaics. They got it looks like they got Ozzy Osbourne, and they got what's my man's name? The other rock star, man. What's his name?
David Bowie.
There it is.
David Bowie.
Yeah, David Bowie.
You skip past Brickman's Train, and he had a whodunit. It was like basically what was the name of that game? It's a whodunit. Like what's the name of that? What was the name of that video? Not the video game, but the board game.
Guess.
They were trying to find the killer or the murder.
Guess.
You say
Any guess?
Guess. I think it was.
Clue.
Guess.
No, Clue. It's Clue.
Clue. He did a clue on the train. Yeah, he did a clue on this train.
Wait, you said Brickman?
Brickman, yes.
That's not
Ryan
fair.
McNaught.
That ain't fair. He's a judge. He's a judge on Lego Bastard. That ain't fair.
Hey Ryan, you my dude. They're not trying to give you your flowers, Ryan, but I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, they got this other giant build. It looks like a haunted. I really can't tell what it is. I'm trying to look at the look, it says steampunk. It's from James and Eva Stellar. It's some type of steampunk, but it's massive, man. It's massive. It's it's definitely a massive build.
Yeah.
But the one for me that really took the cake, and I wonder if they give out awards and stuff like that. There is a Dune display where that giant
Yes.
worm coming out the ground is movement. It has the movement is so seamless, and the way that they built it, the gears aren't crushing together, the pieces aren't like rubbing together. Whoever built this has an engineer's mind, and it's very artistic because the way that they did it is moving in a way, and it's not coming apart. Them pieces ain't falling off. So this was quite impressive. When I saw this, I was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to display out over there. I just might show up.
I would display. I just want to take in the sights. You had a Medusa, that Medusa face and head, or that Medusa torso was very awesome. It was use of snakes. That was good. But let's get back. It's called the Oriented Express, and it's a clue for the Oriented Express. And on one side, you got the full train, right? But on the other side, it's like half of a train, and you can see the brick built figures inside, and you have to guess who's the murderer in here. It's interactive, Corey. So he's got all the cards on the table, and you read the clues, and you find out who was the murderer.
Listen, man. Unless this thing takes me about 5 minutes to crack, man, I can't do it, man. I gotta keep looking at the sites, man. I gotta keep looking at the sites. But I do like that. I like the fact that you make something interactive. I think that is some of the best mocks. When I see kids and adults, they build like what do you call it, scavenger hunts in their mocks. That you have to come there, you have to try to pick out, all right, can you find 5 bunnies? And you're looking around and you're just looking at the different things. It kind of forces you to kind of focus in more on their build. And I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Indeed.
They got another one here with these birds. This is very nicely done, the way they sculpted these birds. I don't see the name of the individual who made them, but the sculpting of the birds, and they got the birds in different positions, some with the wings out, some of them to the wings on the side, some are fetching for water, you know, some are just standing around. So it's very nicely done. I think there's more to this mock that we don't see, but I think whoever this designer was did a great job. Let's see here. So they have these other mocks, and again, we can't really see the name, but it's like a giant magenta, the transparent pieces, like a crystal in the center, and they got these heads. I'm not familiar of where the reference is from, but the way that they did these heads are very interesting. Its size and the way that they sculpted. Yeah, I think they did a great job on this. I mean, and this is, again, speaking to what you've been saying, man. Like, this might be, you know, the best Lego convention as it relates to the mocks. They have this other mock of Carmen Sandiego. I'm gonna give it his props for now because I haven't released what I got coming out next month. So, you know, they could take that shine, but you know, just be careful because when I show you what I got.
All right. Show me what you got.
All right. So Fleur had a build. She's been posting this for some time. And it's like it's a mask or not a mask, but it's an Asian sculpture. And I don't see the name. I can't read the name of it. Yeah. So Fleur has this Asian sculpture. She likes to dip into different cultures and display different cultures. So I think she did a great job with this. It is massive because it's on the ground and it's going all the way up. And Fleur's she's a little lady. So this right here is like, it looks like, you know, just looking at it is really well done, really well sculpted. I think she did a great job in displaying this. She got her own little area too. So I think she did great.
So it sounds like it's something like Camino, Kimono.
Yes, that's what. Yeah, you know what? That's what it looks like. It is. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It is. But yeah, she did a great job. She even shows like if you go on her page, she has a breakdown of how she designed and created that. But let's get back to the convention. We have Cat in the Hat, one of my favorite characters from any book. So this person did a great job designing the Cat in the Hat, really nicely done. There's another display here. It looks like it's some sort of dance or something like that. There's some giant rats. Giant rats are doing something crazy. I don't know what's
Right.
happening here, but very nicely done. And they got these giant like animals that are used by different. It looks like gribbling, like a mosaic,
Yeah.
but it's
Mhm.
they're sculpted into like animals. That's very
Animals,
clever.
okay.
I've never seen something like that before, so that's very clever to do it in that way. Um, then we have Dorothy and and her friends follow the yellow brick road. So Wizard of Oz. It looks like we have some beautiful sculpting. And Josh is out there.
Yes.
He's displaying his stuff, man. And he posted his Godzilla. And we've seen different Godzillas built by like in Lego form that looks incredible, but his has the lighting, and the lighting goes from the tail all the way up to the head, the base of the head, and then shooting out of the mouth. And it's an incredible display. I think he did a great job with his lighting. The lighting makes it come to life. Even the size, the sculpt of it. I mean, he's where he is now because of his skill. He's a winner of Lego Masters. He's worked for Lego. The man's incredible. So and that's just a small portion of the displays that were at Brickvention. It's one of the premier Lego conventions. People travel from all over the world just to go to this convention. We have Lego Masters from our season, or our series, I should say, season 2, really, who went all the way over there to check out some stuff. Dawn and Randall was over there a couple years back, so they got to see it firsthand. And one day, me and you, the troublemakers from Jersey are gonna step in the building, man.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. We get the money right. We go there. We get there.
Yeah. All right, folks. Time is of the essence and time is limited, as my friend was telling me a while ago. He's an old man and his time is very important. So we have a very special guest for a good 5 minutes. Now, this is a segment when we actually just talk to a fellow Lego master or a Lego designer or just someone in the AFO community for a good 5 minutes. All right, we got 5 questions, and we have on today Miss Annie from Lego Masters Australia, one of the famous, the world-renowned Tea with Annie. If you don't know anything about Tea with Annie, you need to go check that out. She loves making tea and just having people expose their lives in front of her. It's an amazing time.
Thank you.
So,
that's an interesting way of putting it. Hello.
So Eddie, how are you? How you been?
I'm very well. I've just come off a crazy weekend at Brickvention, Australia's premier Lego fan convention, and I wanted to chat to you about it, I think.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, in the US, we have a lot of conventions, but a lot of people who make their way to Australia to attend Brickvention comes back transformed, brand new. I still have friends who keep talking about, they went there 2-3 years ago and they're still talking about how awesome and how amazing the event is. So it's good to hear from someone who is on the ground almost every year, and we'll get to those questions. But once again, we're just happy to have you. So we're just going to dive right into these questions if you're ready.
Absolutely, I'm ready.
All righty. So let's go with the first question. So Lego Builds is the social media page for Lego, and they just put out an article of some of the top Lego conventions and Lego recognized media to attend, and Brickvention came up on that list. So they recently brought it up on the list of one of the top conventions to attend. How does that feel?
It actually feels really beautiful because Brickvention officially celebrated their 20th birthday this year.
Wow.
And to become a Lego certified event, so to speak, or a Lego networking event is a pretty intense process. And I was very fortunate to be on the committee of Brickvention for a very long time. So I was on the team before it was recognized and then while it was recognized as well. So it was a massive win for everyone that had volunteered their time for so many years. And then it developed this extra level of excitement because it's internationally recognized as well. Yeah.
That's amazing. 20 years. I didn't even realize that it was 20 years that this has been. Wow.
The
Wow.
very
That's
first
amazing.
one happened at a university campus, and some of the founding original members were there, and some of the first ever builds were there as well.
Wow.
And over the course of that time, it went from a few hundred people to, at our peak, 25,000 attendees. And now it's comfortably just sitting around there with people coming from all over Australia and the world.
You hear that, Brick World Chicago? You hear that? That's big time.
So they're not big time yet. Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. That has to be a good feeling.
It was a privilege to be included in that, that marketing, I suppose, from Lego, because it's part of the process that we've all dedicated our time to.
Awesome.
Indeed. With rolling on Brickvention, how long have you been attending and been a part of the fabulous Brickvention?
Okay, so my first Brickvention experience, where I first joined the team, was in 2012. So I have been to 14 Brickventions.
Wow.
And I was on the committee for 10.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
10 years.
So,
Well,
so
volunteering. Yeah.
It's safe to say you were around in its rise to success and helped to elevate it to where it is today.
We all played a really significant part in where it is today. I know every single person that contributed over time has made it what it is now.
Awesome.
So, it's gone through these spectacular iterations. We've had logos grow and voices grow, and it's an accumulation of every single person's effort. The builders, the exhibitors, the volunteers, the committee members, everyone. Without every single person, it would not exist.
Wow. Amazing.
Nice.
Amazing. Yeah. All right. So our next question, Lego Masters. Now, you had the opportunity to, kind of not leave the world of Brickvention and enter into a different type of world of Lego Masters. It's a reality TV show. We all had the privilege of being on the show more than once, I believe. So for Lego Masters, what kind of influence did Lego Masters impact Brickvention? Like, for example, for us, when Lego Masters first entered the US, it became a big deal when we went to conventions. Like, some conventions created areas for us to display, areas for us to do meet and greets. So it kind of changed the dynamics of a typical Lego convention. How has it kind of impacted Brickvention, Lego Masters?
So Brickvention doesn't want to necessarily pinpoint Lego Masters. To Brickvention, everyone there is a Lego Master.
Okay.
Being a Lego Master doesn't make you any cooler than some of the other epic builders that are there.
Right.
And in fact, some of the other builders that are there do have some pretty amazing talents that could absolutely rival some Lego Masters.
Yes.
Okay. So obviously when we're there, we take beautiful opportunities and take photos with as many people as we can. And in the past, we have had, a Lego Masters display, but it's so much more beautiful when we are dispersed with everyone. So we get to have our own spaces and we get to mingle and just be regular humans. One of the perks of being Australian is that we are just all regular people.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, us Americans, we're just we're too we're too much.
Annie, we're regular people that think we all rock stars. That's America.
We are rock stars.
We wake up a rock star.
Yeah.
All right, you have a podcast, Annie, and so can you tell us on that podcast, what's it like mixing it up with Kale a little bit, who's a rock star?
Oh my gosh. I have known Kale since I first landed in Melbourne, right? And Kale I find absolutely flipping hilarious. Every time I talk to him, something amazing comes out of his mouth, and he's got spectacular ideas and concepts. And so a little while ago we said, hey, why don't we chat about this and record it? And we came up with Annie and Kale, right? And so we talk about the things that we grew up with in Lego, neurodiversity. We throw in some parenting stuff in there because we both use Lego through our parenting journeys. And we talk about general stuff within the Lego community. So he is a delight to work with. He is very good at being on time and sticking to, our topics and stuff, even though occasionally I have to pull him back. And I think when we work together, it's quite enjoyable. So we've had some really positive feedback, and we intend on just rolling with it for the next however long, through our workshops and classes and our hilarious podcast. If anybody wants to listen, we're called Annie and Kale.
Definitely promote. Okay, that's not the first time that Kale has been taken out of the tank before. Like, he's on that Kale scale, so I can imagine his conversation with Kale scale.
He's been on a few other TV shows as well. He's a very enjoyable person to watch, whether you love him or whether you love to hate him. You know, somewhere in there, he's great for TV.
Yeah.
And he's also just a wonderful mind.
Awesome. It just, before we get to the next question, where can people find that podcast?
We're currently on Apple and Spotify.
Okay.
And our website is annieandkale.com.
We touched on the fact that, you know, we have Lego Masters that come out to Brickvention and what kind of impact Lego Masters has on Brickvention. Here in America, some Lego Masters attend certain conventions due to monetary value. Some attend because they love the atmosphere, they love being around the people and all that. Could you tell us, if you're part of Lego Masters or a Lego Master contestant, is there any incentive to attend Brickvention? As in, do they do panels? Do you get compensated for your time? You know, anything like that?
Sure. So Brickvention is 100% volunteer run. So there is no monetary exchange when it comes to anyone that attends Brickvention at all. Everything is volunteer based. Every committee member, every attendee, everything, right? So we go for the love. Yeah. And then when you're there for the love, amazing things happen. So even though there's no financial compensation, there's still amazing things. And one of the things that happened over the weekend just gone is that a fan showed up and presented me with these.
Oh, wow.
So there are particular fans who do amazing things, such as making you custom cards of yourself. Right? And you show up to these things and you go, oh my goodness, what magical thing is going to appear? I want a playing card. I want a collectible card.
That's amazing.
I got my whole season all in here.
Oh, your whole season?
My whole season.
Oh, wow.
And
Adam.
There's facts about each person on the back.
That's very cool. That's what it's about.
So
that's what it's about.
This to me is what it's about. It's our community.
Yeah.
You know, it tells me my favorite moments from the program and why Lego is special. You know, money is irrelevant when it comes to Lego. Passion, creativity, people, community, those are the things that matter to me.
Absolutely. Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. I'm wondering, was that Lego Master super fan that I always see on Instagram? Because it could be, but man, that's awesome. That's how you know you made an impact in people's lives. You know, Absolutely. That's always great.
I had a beautiful little girl named Georgia come up to me. Her dad was the one that made these cards, and she presented me with an illustration that she had done of her favorite build of mine. And this is something that happened 6 years ago. So you know that even though we were on TV 6 years ago, it's still leaving an important impact today.
It is.
That's what it's all about. That's beautiful. So I did say we will keep you for 5 minutes, and we have kept you for about 5 minutes, give or take. But I do have a extra question, a bonus question regarding Brickvention. So you mentioned 20 years, right?
Yes.
Where do you see Brickvention going in the next 20 years?
That's a great question. I personally hope that Brickvention continues on exactly as it has found its groove, because they've got an amazing venue in a World Heritage listed building. So, you know, the venue itself is part of the atmosphere of Brickvention. There's a community that does have quite a turnover, so it's not always the same people every year. There were a lot of first-time exhibitors this year and a few veterans. But, you know, consistently seeing new people coming in and building new stuff is actually really great for the community. And so I hope that more people get to come, more people get to exhibit, more people are inspired by Lego and what it can do, and that it just finds its groove to stay, because it would be so sad if it ever finished. Yeah. You know, you've worked so hard for something to get to where it is. You want it to last forever.
That's true.
Absolutely. Yeah. Wow. What a great way to end this good 5 minutes. Annie, thank you so much for joining us, for sharing. Mel, I know we're going to try to get to Brickvention one day. I'm not even going to say next year because you never know.
We keep saying next year. We keep saying next year, but yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there one day. Where can people find you? If people want to check out your good work, hang out with you, where can they find you?
No worries. On Instagram, I am Tea with Annie, as in the drink tea with Annie. And then Annie and Kale, and Building Mindfulness, which is my little Lego business / studies that are currently going on, but I can tell you more about that later.
Nice. Awesome. Well, thank you again for joining us. Thank you for being here and hanging out with us. And we hope to see you again soon and spend some more good 5 minutes with you.
Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you.
All right.
Say bye, Cal. All right, man. You know, when I was a kid in the 90s, you know, I used to love coming home, getting into the video game, you know, starting the video game. You know, the thing that I didn't like to do when I was playing my video game? Reading. I didn't like to read when I'm playing my video game. When I turned on Mario, boom, I hit start. I hit start again. I'm in the zone. I'm playing. When I'm a Sonic, I hit start. They just drop me into the middle of nowhere and I just start running. I'm in the game. There's a particular game that, man, it's knowledge, public knowledge, man. I don't like this game because I had to read too much. I hate reading when I'm playing video games.
It was a lot of context. It was a lot of context.
Exactly. Zelda. So Lego has expanded their Nintendo world. We had Mario, we had Donkey Kong, and now we're getting Zelda. Zelda is coming out, and it's coming out very, very soon, folks. It is I can't even pronounce the Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time, the final battle. If only y'all knew how many takes that took for us to say, or for me to say that. That's how much you could tell I don't know this game. I don't be focusing on this game. Now, let's take a look at this thing, man. This thing is going to be $130. That's how much we're going to be dealing with when it comes to this. Also, I know, man, my son don't even like it. I know. We have about 1,003 pieces to this set. All right. Now, this set can be yours on March 1st. All right. So you gotta wait. You can save up your money, but you do get some characters. You get 3 characters, minifigs. You get Zelda and you get Link. Here's a fun fact for you. I didn't know that Link and Zelda were 2 different people until I was an adult and I played the game. That's how much I didn't pay attention to the game. So, you know, I just wasn't a reader back in those days, man. I wasn't a reader.
The 8-bit graphics. The 8-bit graphics hard. It's hard.
But you also got this character, the big boss that you get to build, and I think that's really cool because you really don't get to see that often, unless, you know, Bowser you got to build. But, you know, this is really, really cool, the scale and the scope of it. And on top of that, I think the biggest seller of this set is the fact that you're going to get these minifigs. Mario, you don't get a minifig of Mario and Luigi, but you get one of Zelda and Link. So I think that's a big deal. What you think, man? How you think about this set?
So this is the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, the final battle, right? It says this set features Ganon's ruined castle with its tower over rubble that hides 3 recoverable hearts, right? That's part of the game, right? All right, so reveals Gandalf at the push of a button. So there's a minifig, there's Link, there's Zelda, there's Ganondorf, the big brick-built figure of Ganon. And then you also have a transparent build standing a fairy Navi. I'm sure I'm messing that name up. But I do like what it's like. What we're missing is that this set is still interactive, right? And just what I said, like you go in and you look for the 3 recovery hearts. You destroy the monster and you get the 3 recovery hearts, right? Because that you were going around the whole entire world collecting it, right? I do like. I feel like Lego is slow walking Zelda to us. We're getting a little bit at a time, like one set at a time. Maybe they only have a selection of sets and they're just giving us one per season, right? Whereas like with Mario, they had a whole line of them things. They were like, at one point they pushed like 20 sets out. Like at the new year, like they pushed 20 sets of Mario sets. And now these Mario sets are starting to lose a lot of steam. Like they don't sell well at the regular Lego stores, and they don't sell well like on a resale for BAM stores either. So maybe Mario gets phased out and Zelda comes in, like you do seasons a little bit. But this one's like 130. That's a sticker shock for this set for me. But I think this is starting to be the norm, right? And that matching that dollar to brick doesn't even stand up for anything is worth anymore. So I think that I don't know. I mean, I definitely I'd be sold. Only thing I'm sold on are the minifigures, and
Yeah.
I think I'm sold on the brick built figure that you build. So,
You know, to be honest with you, man, when it comes to Mario had so many variations of itself.
mhm,
You had Mario, Mario Party, Mario Kart, Mario Odyssey. You only really had Legends of Zelda. You didn't have a lot of Zelda games to really pick from, but you have a ton of Mario content to pick from. So that's why I think we had so much Mario, because you had so many people who were interacting with Mario. You had the
right.
parents who played it, you had the kids who were playing it. You know, when Zelda came out, you know, Zelda didn't really have that variation of content. So I think the little drip that we are getting of Zelda, I think that's appropriate, because what else can you really? I mean, and again, I'm speaking from a guy who only played it and not really played it enough to know more of the lore. So maybe there is more to the story. Maybe there's more lore to it that I don't know. But I think strategically, from a Lego perspective, they're going to put out maybe this one set, and maybe they'll wait till next year to drop another set, because people are going to want the minifigs. People's going to want to buy the set to build the set, but I think the minifigs is the selling point, and that's what's the most important thing.
Yeah. I agree, man. I agree. I think it's a collectible, so you're playing on my nostalgia a little bit. So I would buy this set, you know, for my nostalgia purposes and stuff like that. And but I do like that this set is definitely still interactable. It's not just a display piece, you know, so you can still play. You actually can play and not display.
There you go.
All right, next up, world affairs. We said we wasn't going to do it. We didn't. We said we were never going to talk politics, but here we are, smacked in the face with some politics stuff. So if you're not into politics, please turn the channel off right now. We're not gonna. It's not that type of. It's not that type of rhetoric. We're not gonna do anything rhetoric. We're just talking about world affairs. Because now it's affecting the hobby, right? So you got Greenland, you got Denmark, there's Lego, and there's the US. What does it all mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that if you're hiding under a rock, apparently the US wants dibs on Greenland. Now Greenland is owned, it's a territory by Denmark. What's in Denmark? Lego. And so if the US don't get dibs on Greenland, they're going up 10% on the already imposed tariffs starting February 1st. So anything that gets shipped over here to the US, now there's a 10% increase. It's going to come to a point where I think it's going to come to a point where the Denmark's going to say, you know what, we're not shipping goods to the US. It's going to come to a point where everybody has a breaking point, and you trade items, and I do believe, and I heard this, you know, watching the news, because I watch the news, and you trade items, you make commerce, but you don't trade people. There's people on that rock that he's trying to take over, right? And so you don't trade people. You can't say these my people now, right? Those days of conquering and all that stuff is over, right? And now we have become more civil, in a civilization, right? You know, there's some bad actors out there. There's a few bad actors that are imposing stuff on people and stuff, but at a certain point, either somebody got to do something, or we need to find another hobby, Corey.
Ah, man, you said that well, man. I mean, that's the problem that we're in right now, right? So yeah, Denmark owns Greenland. That is their territory.
Mm-hmm.
And then Denmark is part of NATO, and the United States is part of NATO. And if those who don't know what NATO is, it's an alliance of several nations that are all together. We are of one accord. If someone attacks a NATO nation, then NATO steps in. That means other nations come and help out that nation that's being attacked. So,
Right.
The rhetoric right now is, Greenland doesn't have the support as far as the military is concerned to defend themselves against foreign actors, against enemies. And Denmark is pretty much saying, well, yeah, we do, because if someone attacks us, then all these other nations are going to step in to stop that attack, to not let it get conquered by someone else. And Greenland already has an agreement with the United States that they could come in and they can put up whatever they want to put up as far as military bases, and they can have troops on the ground as a form of protection. They already got that. So it's not like they can't do that because Greenland is saying, no, we don't want that. They already got that treaty. They already got that agreement. So there's it's hard to really tell what is the logic behind wanting to take Greenland as a territory of the United States. But that's one separate issue. The issue is what the president put out on Sunday, where he said he's going to jack up tariffs. Now, that's going to affect the sale of Lego to this country, because Lego has to ship their stuff over to us. It's going to get to the door of America and be like, hey, you're going to have to pay up. If you want your stuff in our country, you got to pay up. We don't have the manufacturing plant up and running here yet. So we can't manufacture sets on U.S. soil. So we have to depend on it. So what do you think is going to happen to that Zelda set that's supposed to come out on March 1st? That's going to be 130. It's going to be 129 or 2 something. I mean, who knows? Who knows? But that's the thing. Tariff is a tax. At the end of the day, the consumers have to pay it. The companies, they do pay it to bring it in. But then, to offset, we talked about this before, to offset that cost, hey, I might have to add that extra $1. I may have to add that extra $5 to make sure that my bottom line is taken care of and to make sure that I'm not being in a deficit. I mean, that's what tariffs is. So Trump ain't buying Lego sets. He don't care. That's not going to affect him. That's not going to affect any of the people that, he works with or works for or whatever. That's not going to affect them. That affects us, the guys who are in the hobby, the guys who go to the Lego store to buy those Lego pieces. At one point they stopped shipping, pick-a-brick stuff. Thankfully that started up again. But, what if Denmark say, yo, you trying to take Greenland? You know what? We're just not going to do business in America until this regime is passed. How much money does Lego make from the United States versus the entire world? Can they afford to lose America as a business partner? Who knows? I'm not the one sitting at that table crunching numbers, but I mean, who knows where we're going to go from this, man? Because all I know is that we're going to be paying more at the end of the day, and I ain't for that.
Yeah, I know what you mean, man. Like, it's disheartening, man. It's really disheartening because we're at the age of like ready, shoot, aim, instead of sitting down and talking about what's going on here. Like let's talk about I'm not going to leverage or impose my will on you because I'm being a baby, because I'm not getting what I want. And here's the thing is that maybe 90% of Americans don't care about Lego because guess what? They don't Lego. But you do other things like, IKEA. IKEA is from Denmark. IKEA is from Denmark. Just think about those things, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about those things. Like, IKEA is from Denmark. And I'm sure we have, I can't think of it now, but I'm sure we have a lot of other stuff that comes from them. Like a lot, because we're in a trade with them. But it's not only them, it's NATO. It's the whole entire NATO. So everything that you get, and everything here it is. It's Norway, Sweden, France, Germany, Britain, Netherlands, Finland. I sound like Animaniacs, like singing that song, like that geographic song. That's a lot of people to have a core with. That's a lot of countries to have a core with, like you know what I mean. And because all of our trade come from these countries, and we trade back with these countries. And so something that you like, whether if it's an automobile or anything like that, it's over here. So so here's the thing, man. At a certain point, the guy said it, riots happen and stuff, and my man said, "Hey, look, can we all just get along here? Like, it's one world, and we got to make the best of this thing, this little rock in this whole universe that we just discovered that we alone." Can we all just get along at a certain point instead of fighting each other before we blow this whole rock to smithereens and then it's nothing?
Yeah. And it's crazy because it seems like it's just one person that's starting this. It doesn't seem like this was a strategy nor a policy 4 years ago, 8 years ago, 12 years ago, 100 years ago. It didn't seem like it was a policy that we're gonna go up against our allies. And
Yes.
and to speak to both sides, there is a group that feel, when it comes to the president, that says, hey, America has been putting in more into this pot than other nations. Other nations put in, what they can, but America has put in the most in this pot. When people need help, they reach out to America to send their military, and we're fitting the bill. So in a way, I kind of understand that perspective.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you have the most powerful nation in the world, the richest nation in the world, then you cannot expect for other nations to give the same level. It's just like, it's just like with your kids. If you have kids that range from 20 to 2 years old, you're not expected for the 2-year-old to put in more effort or just as much effort as your 20-year-old. You're looking for that 20-year-old to do more because the 2-year-old is still coming up, so that's the whole thing. And it's hard to deal with a person that's very transactional because he only sees it as a transaction. He doesn't see the human element. At least it doesn't appear to me that he sees the human element of what he's proposing. Because like you said, there's people who live on Greenland. These people who are they're natives of Greenland, and they are happy where they are.
They love Denmark. They love where they are.
So they love where they are. They love who they are, and they're not trying to be American. Sorry to say, they're not trying to be.
Unfortunately, the last time there was a takeover on this land, they were the natives, right? There was the Native Americans. The Native Americans got taken over, and they got put on reservations. And eventually, as time has it, those reservations will start to disappear because there's few of them starting to disappear now. You know why? Eminent domain. And so, if they got to make a highway, it's going through that reservation. And my thing is this: it's like, look. I hate talking politics, but it's around the world. Everything's about checks and balances, right? Everything's about checks and balances. You can't go get a loan from the bank without them checking your stuff. They checking your stuff, see what type of consumer you are. Are you responsible with your bills and what type of income you got coming in, right? Your kids go to school. The teachers checking the grades and making sure that the kids are on point with their grades. If not, they get graded on the system, right? It's a graded system. All right, your kid's not doing so well. It goes to the parents. The parents are looking at these grades. Now it's up to you to make sure that your kid is being receptive to the education that's given to them in that classroom, right? That's a check and balance, right? So it's everything, like everything. This whole entire universe is a check and balance. One person shouldn't have absolute power. It just shouldn't, because what happens is that constitutes chaos.
Yeah, and that's what happens because one person can't make all the decisions. That's why our government is broken down into 3 co-equal branches, so that one branch cannot go crazy with power or drunk with power. The other 2 can check them. But what happens when all 3 are in accord and say, hey, we're going to give all the power to one person? It becomes a problem. People fight back. We get all these types of stuff that's going around the world, man. At the end of the day, man, we don't like talking about politics. And, I don't like talking about politics, but if it affects my hobby, If it affects my bread, if it affects, how I make a living, I got to talk about these things, and I got to talk about, how it's going to affect me. So, hopefully better minds come together and they reach a resolution that doesn't involve us spending more money on Lego or people being driven out of their homelands, or, and that seems to be a bigger issue than us just getting a piece of plastic,
Right.
At the end of the day, man, can we all just get along, man? Can we all just get along?
Yeah. And here's the thing: is that Batman, Superman to Spider-Man. You beat a hero so long that you end up becoming the villain.
Oh yeah. Unless you were born a villain, then ain't nothing you can do about it.
Villains can change. Villains can change. Villains can have a change of heart.
Oh man. Well, you know what, man? It was we're still in the month of January, man, and I love January, man. It's my birth month. It seems like the longest month out the year to me. But we've had some great events. Some conventions are starting to start up again. I spent some time in South Jersey. Spent some time in South Jersey. You was at this place, this BAM store, in Manahawkin, Manahawkin. Sorry. It was a great time, great community. Had a great time with the kids. I'm excited, man. Atlanta BrickCon is around the corner. And before we slip out of here, man, I'm going to show something. I did this segment a while ago, what you build lately.
Okay.
So if you got a keen eye in my background, you see this little red thing over here of what I built lately. From a distance, it looked like a toy from a distance, but I see what you built lately. Okay. That castle coming together real nicely, man.
Yeah, coming together. It's coming together. I'm putting it together. A little bit, a little something. I gotta work this out, baby. I'm getting there. Oh, you got yours all polished up. That's right, Mr. Rogers.
Yeah. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be
Mr. Rogers or Mr. Robinson? Which one is it? I'm making you think now.
It's Mr. Rogers, man. I used to sit and watch Mr. Rogers as a kid, man.
Like Mr. Robinson.
Mr. Robinson, man, but Mr. Rogers, he used to be the only dude. My man used to have a wardrobe change in the middle, while he's singing, without missing a beat. He would sit down and then the trolley comes through. And then the trolley brings you to, imagination land, man. So I had to build the trolley, man. And this is part of my, my 90s series. So I have a whole bunch of 90 cartoons that I've been building. I'm very excited to bring this out. This right here is a favorite of mine. And I'm just so happy how it all came out. I literally just looked at a photo of the trolley, and I just kind of built this thing from scratch, man. So I'm very pleased how it turned out. I'm loving how it looks, man. And I can't wait for other people to look at it and get the good vibes that I'm getting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Look, you do real good work, man. You do good. Your building has come along over these years, man. And you sat down and got very, very serious about your building. And so, like, a lot of people, that show was probably like overnight for them, and they're really stuck in the same place. But not you. You elevated. So, and I appreciate that. And I see it, man. I see it. And I love every time you coming up with a creation, and I love it, man.
I appreciate that, man. The real question is, though, man, am I good enough to get to Brickvention with this stuff? Am I good enough to be on Brickvention?
You gotta do like Floor. When Floor came to Brick Lore Chicago, you gotta pack that thing on the plane, bro, and wish for the best.
Just get out there. Jump into the waters. All right. I'm about to do that, man. Gotta do that.
Yeah, man. That's what you gotta do, man. It is MLK Day, and and I am dating the show by saying that, but yeah, I didn't want to go by without giving thanks to the dude who gave his life. Especially in this time, man, you got to be thankful for what you have, and your situation might not be the greatest, but you got to be thankful that you're on this side instead of the other side, and just keep pushing on, man. Like there's always Lego. It's always
It's always Lego. I always look at it, man. This man, he crawled so that my little guy right there could run, man. And that's what it's all about, man.
Yeah, yeah.
We all got dreams, man.
Yeah,
One
got
day,
dreams.
man,
Yeah.
we will be free. Until then, good night, America.
Good night, America. You do better.
We see you, Australia. We see you.